You're listening to the Accelerator Network Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Accelerator Network, the live show where we bring you the current economic news and more. Today, we're going to be talking about a new secret message included in Bitcoin block 629999. And you know what? It's not from Satoshi Nakamoto. This was actually included by a pool, F2 pool. Block number 629999 is actually the block right before the Bitcoin halving. And the Bitcoin halving event was when the mining reward dropped from 12.5 BTC to 6.25 BTC. And this event happens every 4 years. So 630,000, the next block after that had a half of the reward of this block. And they included a message. Now, messages being included in blocks is not something new. The first Bitcoin block actually included a message, and this message was from Satoshi Nakamoto. This was actually a message from him, and it said that the Times, the chancellor is on the brink of a second bailout of banks. And it's included in here with all this gibberish, and this is just part of the block here, and it's all in hex code in this area here. But this was actually alluding to this newspaper when it says the chancellor is on the brink of a second bailout for banks. And this was in the Times in the UK. And the reason why Satoshi Nakamoto included this message was just to show this is why Bitcoin was created. It was created because of this happening. And so that's probably why this second legendary message was included into the Bitcoin block right before the last halving. And this was 12.5 BTC was the reward. The actual reward was 13.56. So if you actually include in the mining transaction fees, the transaction fees are what it costs you to send transactions through the Bitcoin network and use its security layer. What happened is they included this message right here, which was the Times 09-2020 with 2.3 injection. The Fed's plan far exceeds the 2008 rescue. And it was mined then. And this is it's referencing this New York Times article with the 2.3 injection, 2.3 trillion injections. The Fed's plan far exceeds its 2008 rescue. And this was on April 9th, 2020. Now, like I said, it's not the first time that hidden messages have been included in Bitcoin. Anybody can actually include messages and transactions and blocks. You can see here that, it says, Angel, will you marry me, Alan? And, somebody else asked this question as well in 2016. Will you marry me, Emily? I can't pronounce that name. And, this is super romantic when they did that right into the Bitcoin block there. Let's get into the quick economic news today, May 12th, 2020. Boeing CEO says that a U.S. airline will most likely fold this year. As to why Boeing CEO is coming out and saying this, I'm not really sure why he would do that. You don't really come out and rip your clients a new one by telling them that one of you is probably going to go out of business. Boeing is a vendor. I'm not really sure why they're saying this out in the open. I mean, it's obvious, but as a CEO, you don't talk about this kind of thing. So Boeing Company's top executive sees a rocky road ahead for U.S. airlines, saying it's probable that a major carrier will go out of business as the COVID-19 pandemic keeps passengers off of planes. The next thing that happened is the Fed begins to buy corporate bond. It's buying junk bonds and ETFs right now, and this is something that's never happened in history. And there's a lot of debate on if they should be doing this. Obviously, they have to right now to keep the market running. But there's a lot of junk bonds out there from these zombie companies that are probably not going to come back to life, but the Fed is providing liquidity for these companies. Simon Property Group is reopening more malls. The stock is rising, even though they're seeing a 20% non-payment from the stores that are in their malls. Simon Property Group is one of the major mall owners in the United States. And also the mayor of New York extends authority for the pause order, but some reopening is still possible after May 15th. So it's crazy that New York is just going to be on hold until June 1st, and that's when its first phase reopening date will be. And the last news today is that Tesla California facility illegally reopens and starts building cars. Elon Musk pretty much says, come arrest me. And President Trump backs up Musk in a tweet on his Twitter account saying California should let Tesla and Elon Musk open the plant now, and it can be done fast and safely. Maybe it can, maybe it can't be opened safely. The fact of the matter is there's cars sitting in lots owned by rental companies, Hertz. We don't need to be building new cars. We have tons of cars available for people to buy, and I think we're going to be seeing things like Hertz go out of business. They're not going to go out of business, but they're going to file for bankruptcy, and part of that bankruptcy is they're going to have to sell these cars that they have sitting in lots. And this is from a lot in California, but you can find this all over the place. They're parking these cars in stadiums, they're parking them around the airports and different places, and these cars have to be sold. So you're going to have the opportunity to buy a brand new car for a fraction of the cost, pennies on the dollar. And by the way, the cost to fuel that car is going to be very inexpensive. And you're probably not going to drive the car that much because you're going to be telecommuting anyways to your job. So, are you going to go buy a Tesla, or are you going to go buy, a cheap car that, that you could pick up that's brand new, or are you going to sign up for a $1,100 a month Tesla payment so you can have a new electric car, even though fuel prices are the lowest they've ever been? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think that Tesla stock is extremely overvalued, and they might be going back to work, but overall they probably won't need to be going back to work for long. The Virtual Money Show event today, I mentioned this yesterday, goes till Wednesday. I highly recommend you check it out. There's a virtual exhibit hall, and they're doing live events. They're really cool and informative. If you're interested in investing, this is a great place to learn or start learning how to invest. So check that out. Go to moneyshow.com. I'm not getting paid anything to say this. I just think it's a cool event, and you should check it out. So go over to moneyshow.com and sign up there. It's a free event. They have prizes and other things like that. And thanks, everyone, for stopping by. If you found this information useful, please like and subscribe and post a comment below. And I'll see you in the next episode.